Here we are, Stan. Here we are, Militaire types. Steel helmet, Stan. I know it's a bit glary, but there you go. So what have we got here? Another pair of budget binoculars. So these, I was on the Air Military Collectibles live stream last night. I was a bit curious about the origins of these pairs of binoculars. As you can see, they are Militaire in French. Magnification 8 times OG26. I haven't been able to find anything about them, although it does say at that end made in France. And Military Collectibles said that Militaire Aeronautics, there's another one I can't remember, they are how you might put military style or slightly military spec, but not issued to the military, if that makes sense. Which, yeah, there's a lot of these type of binoculars about. I mean, especially after the war, there is a lot of, if you go on eBay, there's a lot of binoculars on there that are claimed to be World War II, and they're not. One of the ones that I see all the time, and I'm actually tempted to buy some just to see what they're like, is Lieberman and Gortz. And obviously that sounds like a German name. As far as my memory serves, they were a French company that advertised after the war in like an Army and Navy magazine, and their adverts had like warships, Second World War warships ploughing through the oceans and stuff, to give you the hint with the German name that these things were, World War II without being World War II, military without being actually military. And I don't think they're very good binoculars. So, but there is a pair I'm watching for 20 quid, and I'm thinking, shall I get them or not, just to see what they're like. I was under the assumption with older ones as well, the older military ones are always individual eyepiece focusing. But again, last night one of the guys, Andrew Johnson, said that he has had central focusing binos that are military, well, broad arrow stamped, crow's foot stamped. So these ones, they were 9 quid, so you can't fall off for that. I have had them apart. Now, I don't know whether I've done something, probably cack-handed me, but I don't know whether they are extending, or it's almost like the fixed focus now. That makes sense. They're set right out, the furthest set out, and they don't seem to want to. They'll come in, but they seem to go all blurry. I don't know whether I've done something there. These central focus ones always seem to be a bit like that. Bit wobbly. That could have been something me tampering with them. I should have just left them alone. But the but is about that. These sort of vintage binoculars, these have got some age to them. I don't know how old they are, but they're not 1960s, they're probably older. The strap itself, the little leather strap, that's worth getting it for them, because they all seem to be missing those little leather straps. And I'm just going to put it on a mannequin, probably the German setup here. Now, I don't mind when I trail through the vintage binoculars. They are very usable. These left-hand side a little bit blurry, but the prisms have been glued in, so that's beyond my area of fiddling. I'm only a half a fiddler. I'm not a real proper fiddler. I've got a little screwdriver set, and these ones come apart by unscrewing these collars and taking out the one screw there. And you get inside, just put a cotton bud down with a bit of cleaning rag, lens cleaner. I had to glue the leatherette down here, which seems to have gone all right. And one of the objective lenses was cross-threaded. I managed to put that in properly. And I did learn something. So even if I have over-fiddled with them, and they're not as good as they should be, when I take binoculars apart, and again, if you're talking about £9 binoculars, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if you knack them up, because they're only 9 quid, and while you're doing it, you're learning. So, and I learnt today, so if I'm taking these apart, I have a little plastic tray, that out, put it in the tray so you've got all your bits. Now, when I was putting it back, trying to put them back together, there was a tiny, and I'm saying tiny, it wouldn't be much bigger than the end of the nib of this pen, piece of like machined steel. And I got the jeweler's loop, magnifying glass thing on it, and I had a tapered end. And I thought, right, that is off something. Now, because I only had one, I didn't have two, I was presuming it was a singular item. And what I noticed was there was a groove inside here. So what it is, what it was a key, what they call a key. So this shaft goes into here, and there's a bit of a machine bit out here and a bit of machine bit out there, which creates a hole. And the key, probably describing it very well, it's like a lock. So it locks it out, stops it all from turning. So I had to line it up and then just get a pair of tweezers, just drop it in. So yeah, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't just seen it. So I know now, central focus and binoculars, if you start just straightening them out, stripping them apart, there should be a little key, a little loose bit of metal in there when you take that cap off. So be very, very, very wary of that. But £9, you can't complain, and they're just going to go on a mannequin. And when you think that some of the, I'm going to swear, shite that you see in charity shops, car boot sales, where they've got a pair of old skanky binoculars made in Korea that are filthy and they want 30 quid for them. You see it all the time, and I just think, the amount of times I've been in charity shops and they've got them in the special cupboard, you know, the glass cupboard you've got to ask permission to open, and there's a binocular case, and I'm thinking, oh, but I wonder if there's something exotic in there, and it's just crap, utter crap, and I want them £25–30 for them. You think, I got them for £9, you could use them. I mean, the best deal I ever got was my Russian ones, which are over there somewhere. I got them for a £5. So if you do as I do and trawl through the vintage binocular section on the likes of eBay, you can come up with bargains. I just go sort of, well, okay, if they're cheap enough, I'm getting a strap for it. And also, there can be a project. My Kershaw binoculars I just got for, I think they were a tenner, spares or repair, because these are advertised as spares or repair as well. And there's nothing wrong with them. So, yeah, it's well worth it. So those are, you won't be able to see it because of the glare, steel. Hang on, tell you what we'll do. We'll just lower this blind down and you'll be able to see it. Is it gone? There you go. And we'll just tilt the camera up as well. Why not? One more time. So, those are the binoculars for steel helmet Stan. I'll see you later.